Arthur Rimbaud was a poet, as you all know, and he loved Paul Verlaine, another poet. And Paul Verlaine loved him. But Paul Verlaine had this wife and child. In order to deal with this unbearable situation, Rimbaud wrote a play named Medea. The play you are just about to hear that begins slowly with the story of Medea. From now on, all that you're going to hear are the words of Arthur Rimbaud. There was a king in Greece, and he was tired of his wife. He married another, a younger wife. This wife didn't like the first wife, so she decided to murder the child of the first wife and the king. This was her plan, to murder the child. She ruined all the seed corn, so the people began to starve. When the king asked the gods why his people were starving, the gods, bribed by the younger wife, replied that the people would stop starving if he killed his own child. The king took his child to a place in order to kill him. Just as he was about to murder his own child, a gold male sheep flew by, snatched the child up, and took him away to Colchis, far away. When the child grew up, he killed this ram and gave him to the king of Colchis, Aedes. King Aedes' daughter was Medea, the witch who will never tell us what she knows and what we can never know. Now when Jason came to Colchis in order to steal the fleece of the dead golden ram, he first stole Medea's heart, made her forget her family, her homeland, her duty. She lived only for Jason and his adventure. She defeated her own father, killed her own brother, and scattered his cut-up limbs in the sea, and had Jason's father sliced up and boiled alive, all for the sake of what Jason wanted: adventure. She gave Jason 2 children. Then he told Medea he was going to marry someone else. Medea complained. Jason the king told Medea that because she was protesting his actions, she was exiled. Medea was a brat like me. She wasn't going to be exiled and become nothing and suffer any longer because of her loving a man who was incapable of love, because of her loving a man more than he loved her. Here is a confession by a friend of mine, Medea, who's also in hell. O husband, divine husband, my Lord, please listen to the saddest of your maidservants. I no longer know what to do. I want a suicide, and I don't want a suicide. I'm out of my mind. My mind is mad. I'm drunk. My life has stunk and stinks like your dead fish. No, please, forgive me. I didn't mean to say that. Jesus Christ, of course, everything is good. What are these stupid tears? And there'll be tears. And tears. Tears will build up into reality. This is what I hope. I was born submissive to you, Lord, and I've let another man beat me and reject me all over the place. Now I need friends to take me away from this pain, but I have no friends. I fought fate, you, by loving a human man, so now I have only pain and torture as lovers. I don't have to cry all the time. I can do whatever I want because Jason's exiled me, set me free. He doesn't care about me. I am the slave of a husband out of hell. This husband likes to make women about whom he doesn't give a damn fall in love with him. He's just that kind of guy. Because he thinks he's powerful. He thinks he's a man, a real king. But I, who've lost my reason, my sense, because of this man, I, who am now dead to the world, I'm not gonna let myself be murdered. I'm not gonna let him kill me. How can I describe him to you? I no longer know how to say things out loud. I just cry. I used to be uninterested in men. I was always a kid. His romanticism seduced me. I left everything to follow him. This is the sort of thing my husband said because he was romantic. Love has to be continually reinvented. But all women want is security. As soon as a woman's secure, that is, married, she becomes celibate. There are women who don't care about security and like sex. I see these women being happily devoured by brutes who are as sensitive as logs in burning funeral pyres. My race, said my husband, came from far away. Vikings, the first heroes, who slashed into their own bodies, then drank down their own blood. I've inherited this love of blood, of tattooing. I'll be as ugly as one of them, for I know who I am. Don't show me your treasures, for I'd vomit over your antique Persian rugs. My jewels are stained in blood. I don't have to work, he said as he took me. We rolled over each other on the kitchen floor. I fought my demon. Nights, always drunk, both of us. He dragged me out onto the public street. There or inside, he tried to frighten me into dying with his own violence. This time, he's going to thrust the knife into my heart, but that's not right. In those days, in those nights, he wanted to be thought a criminal. He used to talk a lot about death when he was being tender. He wasn't able to realize that he loved until that love had died. He wasn't able to realize that he had loved until he felt guilt and repentance. In a dirty hole in the city, we would drink ourselves deeper, and he would begin to pity himself. Back on the public street, he kicked me down, then against a tree dog piss had stained, then lifting up my body, hugged me. It was raining lightly. Then he strangled me until I passed out, and when I came to, became angry at letting him strangle me. Every gesture of his muscles revealed the gentleness of a girl at her catechism. That night, I followed him whenever he let me. I had to. Followed him into strange, complicated actions. Very far, good and bad actions. But I was never allowed into his world. What was I to him? A fantasy. I gave him another identity. Whenever I lay next to him in a bed and it was night, I was too excited to fall asleep, too unwilling to lose a chance that I might be allowed to enter his life. Since what he wanted was fantasy, what I wanted didn't matter. I asked myself if there was any chance he would change. Would he want to transmute this fantasy into reality? No. Change for him was fantastical. Yet I was, and still am, a victim of his charity. I was in him as if he were the palace, a desolate palace. The palace had been shut down so that no one could see that a person as desolate as me was in it. I depended on him, but who could love the dependency of someone as sad and as lonely as me? So sadness is always renewed, while perception dulls. I no longer saw the world. The world forgot me. Only his charity existed. When he kissed me and he hugged me as if he liked me, I entered a somber room named Heaven. In this room, I was deaf, dumb, and blind, and I never wanted to leave. Here, I took the habit. We were two children, freely wandering around in and massacring the paradise of sorrow. We were together. But after he had penetrated me, Verlaine said, "All this is going to amuse you after I'm gone. When your arms will no longer hang around my neck, when you'll no longer rest inside me, when your lips will no longer touch my pupils. Because I'm going to have to go and never come back. There are other people I care for. I have duty. Although that isn't exactly what I want, darling. I saw myself. He had just gone. Suicide. I looked up at Verlaine. I begged him to never leave me. He said that he wouldn't. I made him promise this 20 times. I knew it meant as much as when I had said that I didn't want him to leave his wife. Sometimes I forget this insoluble mess and dream. He'll save me. We'll travel. We'll hunt in the deserts. We'll sleep on the pavements of strange cities, carelessly, without his guilt, without my pain. Or else, I'm gonna wake up and all the human laws and customs of this world will have changed thanks to some magical power. Or this world, without changing, will let me feel desire and be happy and carefree. What did I want from him who hurt me more than I thought for it possible for two people to hurt each other? I wanted the adventures found in kids' books. He couldn't give me these because he wasn't able to. Whatever did he want from me? I never knew. He told me he was just average. Average regrets, average hopes. What do I care about all that average shit that has nothing to do with adventure? Did he talk to God? No. I should talk to God and tell God that I'm living in the bottom of an abyss. And here, there's no prayer. As for talking to him, he mocks me, avoids me, denigrates me. Once upon a time, I would say to him, "You were as wild as me. You thought that all straight men were the playthings of nature in a grotesque delirium. Hiding in the closet, you became so perverted, you had to become straighter than a straight man. If you had acted less perversely, you wouldn't have had to become so straight, get married, and we could have stayed together longer. Your tenderness to me was mortal. But I'm a slave to you. I'm mad. One day, perhaps, miraculously, you'll disappear. You'll die. But then, since I don't believe in murder, I'm gonna go with you. When you go to heaven, I'll be there to witness your assumption. Ours is a strange kind of marriage. These ended Medea's words. Now Medea killed the woman Jason was about to marry, and then she killed the children Jason had given her. She couldn't kill Jason. As she sat on a palace roof amid flames as fierce as her love, a chariot of snakes carried her away from Jason and into safety. Jason wandered homeless from city to city, and everyone hated him. Medea didn't die, but became immortal and reigned in the fields of heaven. But I, Rimbaud, Arthur Rimbaud, I love Verlaine.